So we'll start by setting our motivation. I think that these sessions are geared toward fulfilling Kondrala's advice for focusing our minds on some of the most important topics of the Lamrim, something that Lama Zopa Rinpoche devoted his entire life to encouraging in his students. And so by fulfilling the Guru's holy advice, we help to purify our minds and create the causes and the conditions for the Guru to reappear. Understanding that the Guru-disciple relationship is interdependent, and by fulfilling the Guru's holy advice, we uphold our part of that relationship. And then the Guru has a reason for appearing again in the world. So I think that's the purpose of these sessions. In addition, the purpose is to actually make progress in cultivating these insights. Getting the results. So although bodhicitta is a great scope meditation, and there are a number of causes and conditions, precursors in the mind, we can still begin to get more and more familiar. We generate those as our motivation. And we can get into a stable, comfortable, upright position, adopting a posture suitable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We think about not slouching, not leaning, but also letting go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body. Relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And concentrating our awareness on the breath. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting our awareness up from those distractions and placing our awareness gently but firmly again and again on the breath. So just pause and try to generate a calm, stable, collected mind. And then recollecting that immediate foundation of bodhicitta, equanimity, overcoming our tendency to categorize people on the basis of their relationship to just oneself, giving rise to friend, enemy, and stranger. So bringing to mind past contemplations on equanimity, the understanding that that process of discriminating sentient beings in that way is a genuine obstacle to spiritual growth. And then engaging in what's called a 6-point cause and effect. 6 points leading to one effect, the effect of bodhicitta, the arising of bodhicitta in the mind. So we begin by thinking or giving rise to an understanding that every sentient being has played the role of one's mother, one's father, one's caregiver countless times over beginningless past lives. If the mind is, as the Buddha says, beginningless, then every sentient being has had countless opportunities to relate to us in that way, feeding us from their body, protecting us from hunger, thirst, hot, cold, teaching us, guiding us, giving us the seeds of ethics and morality. Being willing to even give up their lives to protect us. I think every animal, every human, and every other being in every other realm has had that relationship to us, not just once, but countless times. Try to contemplate that as a statement of fact coming from the Buddha's omniscient wisdom, a fact that we could validate if and when we ourselves become enlightened. But relying on our understanding of the Buddha as a non-deceptive, perfectly valid guide. And then focusing more on bringing to mind not just the statement of fact, but all of those individual acts of kindness, using the example in our own life of whomever we see as being that caregiver, showing that kind of kindness. So bringing to mind specific examples. Any shortcomings that arise in the mind, we just set aside, responding with forgiveness and understanding, recognizing that all of these mothers are ordinary sentient beings and still bestowed remarkable benefit and kindness. And contemplating these kindnesses until a strong, spontaneous wish to repay that kindness arises in the mind. Imagining that these kind mother sentient beings are in a precarious situation, facing the dangers of the lower realms, and facing just endless cycling within samsara. And just like we would take care of one's own mother if she were sick, we think that all sentient beings are in need of a solution, in need of bringing an end to cyclic existence. So we can bring to mind also, what have we done? How do we show kindness to our parents? Tapping into that impulse and just trying to expand it, utilizing that state of mind that has arisen. We may recognize feelings of warm heartedness arising, a sense of closeness, a sense that sentient beings possess a pleasing aspect. And focusing on that, we try to expand that into great love. The fourth step, love is the wish for oneself and all sentient beings. Love is the wish for some sentient being at least to have happiness and the causes of happiness. Great love is the wish for oneself and all sentient beings to have happiness and the causes of happiness. Happiness is not random, not causeless. It's cultivated internally by overcoming the afflictions, cultivating positive mental states. So we do wish for temporary forms of happiness, but also particularly the causes, the internal karmic causes, and not only temporary happiness, but perfect, unending happiness. And that gives rise to the fifth step, great compassion, wishing all sentient beings, oneself and all other sentient beings, to be completely free of suffering and its causes. Suffering is also not causeless, not random. It arises due to fundamental ignorance in the mind, which empowers all of the other afflicted states, binds us to cyclic existence. So think of the ways in which sentient beings suffer. You open your hearts to that suffering and strongly wish for it to end completely. and then generate the exceptional attitude of universal responsibility, thinking that it is my wish for sentient beings to be happy and be free of suffering. Therefore, I must take responsibility for bringing it about. It's insufficient to hope that someone else accomplishes that purpose. It's insufficient to think it would be good if it were to come to pass. But even by myself alone, I must cause all sentient beings to be free of suffering and to have happiness, and to be free of the causes of suffering and to possess the causes of happiness. Giving rise to this unshakable resolve to benefit kind mother sentient beings in this way. And then we think that that goal is beyond my present ability. I've taken responsibility for a goal that I'm not presently equipped to make manifest. Therefore, I must set about becoming a being able to actualize that resolve. And the only such being is a fully awakened Buddha. So I think I must dedicate myself to creating the causes and the conditions for the arising of Buddhahood in my mind. Then I will be able to fulfill my promise to lead all sentient beings out of suffering and install them in a state of perfect, unending bliss. So now give rise to that determination to overcome any obstacle, engage in whatever is necessary to create the causes and the conditions for the arising of enlightenment in one's mind, not for one's own benefit, but to be of benefit, to have the capacity to lead sentient beings to that enlightened state. Trying to focus single pointedly on that sense of unshakable determination. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. Any thoughts or questions? Nope. All right. So we'll end with dedication, and we'll do the dedication prayers for His Holiness. Let me screen share. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Prajeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice. You wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the Victorious One's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for Mother living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And one written by Khandrila. Guru, think of me. Guru, consider me. Gracious Guru, care for me. Root Guru, most gracious and kind, do not deprive us of your compassionate refuge. Listen and consider this heartfelt prayer made by a tormented disciple. Guru, you embody the blessings of the Buddhas of the three times. You may rest in great bliss, equipoised within the dhatu of unimpeded luminosity, yet the playful dance of your loving compassion can emanate in myriad ways. The swift appearance of your magical wisdom, the Rupakaya. The time has come for you to care for us once again with your affectionate compassion. I invoke you, I call upon you, I implore you on behalf of all beings. Arise, arise, arise from the Dharmakaya. Do not rest in Kichara or other pure celestial realms, rather to benefit the Buddha's teachings and all living beings. Swiftly return to this southern continent to spread the Buddha Dharma of study and realization. Quickly return to guide us, poor, wretched beings. Such is the desperate cry of us, your disciples. Return so that we may actually behold your presence and receive the blessings of your enlightened body, speech, and mind. All violations, errors, mistakes, and broken samaya that we have made in relation to your spontaneously present awakened body, speech, mind, and activity, through our being baffled, confused, and conceiving things in erroneous ways, we confess within the luminous emptiness of your three kayas. Of everything auspicious, the supreme auspiciousness, may there be the auspiciousness of emptiness and compassion conjoined, and the auspiciousness of a timely meeting between master and disciples. Through the force of the truth of unchanging suchness, may the unmistaken incarnation return quickly. This lament was made by me, a Dakini with pure faith and samaya, her eyes filled with tears of sorrow. May these wishes of a beggar woman be fulfilled through the blessings of the deities of the three roots. Perception, its object in the act of perceiving, all dissolved within the expanse, the blissful clarity of suchness. Ah. So pause in that spirit of dedication, clearly visualizing the ripening result of our practice, the creation of the causes and the conditions to bring about Lama Zopa Rinpoche's swift reincarnation back into the world. Also, as I mentioned last week, for the people who are here, we have a dear center member, Israel Sayre, who has been critically ill the last couple of weeks, and just recently, just in the last hour, has been taken off life support and is not expected to recover, not expected to survive, having been taken off life support. So we can spend a couple of minutes doing recitations of Medicine Buddha Mantra, visualizing that as his mind enters the intermediate state, the Medicine Buddhas recognize him, care for him, create the causes and conditions for his swift, perfect rebirth. Taito Om Bekansi Bekansi Maha Bekansi Bekansi Vatut Samogate Soa Taito Om Bekansi Bekansi Maha Bekansi Bekansi Vatut Samogate Soa Taito Om Bekansi Bekansi Maha Bekansi Bekansi Vatut Samogate Soa Taito Maha Bekansi Tayata Om Bekansi Bekansi Maha Bekansi Bekansi Raza Samogate So. All right. Any thoughts or questions? Well, have a good night.